Did you know that according to recent behavioral research, the average dog only feels deeply, emotionally fulfilled by their human about 30% of the time they spend together? That number is uncomfortable, isn't it? It means the dog who lights up every time you walk through the door, the one who would happily die for you, is often quietly waiting for something more. But here is the good news. There are specific, almost invisible ways you can shower your dog with love that go far beyond a treat or a head pat. Most owners never discover them. The few who do build a bond with their dog that borders on telepathic. And you absolutely need to stay until the very end, because the final method on this list is something less than 1% of dog owners ever practice. Yet, it is the single most powerful gesture you can make to convince your dog that you are their entire universe. Let's start with something so small you have probably overlooked it your whole life. Behavior number 1. Talk to them in a sing-song voice. You probably think your dog mostly responds to what you are saying, right? Sit. Stay, good boy. But science says otherwise. Researchers at the University of York have uncovered something that will completely shift the way you talk to your pup. Dogs do not just listen to your words, they read your pitch. When you speak to your dog in a flat, neutral adult tone, their brain often files it away as background noise. But the moment you lift your voice into that exaggerated sing-song register, the kind most people feel a little silly using in public, your dog's brain lights up like a fireworks display. Why? It comes down to evolution. Dogs have spent thousands of years tuning into human emotional cues, and high-pitched melodic speech mirrors the exact tones mothers naturally use with their babies. It signals warmth, safety, and full attention. So the next time you greet your dog, drop the cool, composed voice. Lean into the silliness. Studies have shown that dogs spoken to in this sing-song tone display a measurable spike in heart rate and oxytocin, the bonding hormone. They are not just hearing affection, they are feeling it on a chemical level. And here's the part that gets really beautiful. Your dog will begin to associate that specific voice with the safest, happiest moments of their life. Every time they hear it, their nervous system softens. You are not simply talking to your dog. You are speaking the language of their heart. Now, let's move into something far more intimate. Behavior number 2. Hold soft, sustained eye contact. Most people stare at their phones more than they ever stare at their dog. But what if I told you that simply locking eyes with your dog could be one of the most powerful expressions of love you will ever offer them? Japanese researchers at Eötvös University ran a fascinating experiment. They measured oxytocin levels in both dogs and their owners before and after a session of soft mutual eye contact. The results were astonishing. Both the dogs and the humans showed a measurable spike in oxytocin, the exact same hormone that bonds a mother to her newborn baby. This kind of cross-species chemistry is incredibly rare. It is happening uniquely between you and your dog. But here is the catch. The gaze has to be soft, calm, and loving. A hard, fixed stare reads as a threat in dog language. So the next time your dog looks up at you, do not glance away. Hold that moment. You are speaking love without saying a single word. Now, let's step outside. Behavior number 3. Let them sniff on walks instead of rushing them. You probably think a walk is about exercise, getting from point A to point B, burning off energy. But to your dog, the walk is something completely different. It is their newspaper, their social media feed, their entire emotional world. Canine cognition experts at the University of Lincoln have found that sniffing actually lowers a dog's pulse rate and floods their brain with feel-good chemicals. Just 10 minutes of free sniffing can be more mentally satisfying than a full hour of brisk walking. So when you yank that leash to keep moving, you are silencing their main form of expression. Slow down and let them linger at that lamppost. Behavior number 4. Lean into their scent obsession. Have you ever caught your dog curled up on your dirty laundry? Or dragging your unwashed t-shirt into their bed? Most owners find it odd. Some even scold them for it. But here is what you do not realize. That pile of laundry is the closest thing your dog has to a love letter from you. Neuroscientist Gregory Burns at Emory University discovered that when dogs are exposed to their owner's scent, the reward center of their brain, the caudate nucleus, lights up, just like a human brain does at the sight of someone they love. So when you leave for work, try leaving a worn shirt in their bed. You are not just gone. Your scent is keeping them company. Behavior number 5. Give them choices throughout the day. We tend to micromanage our dogs. Eat this, sit there, walk this way, sleep here. We forget they are sentient beings with preferences of their own. And research from the University of Bristol shows that dogs who are given small daily choices live measurably happier, less anxious lives. It can be as simple as offering 2 toys and letting them pick, letting them choose which direction to turn at the end of the driveway, letting them decide whether they want to cuddle on the couch tonight or stretch out on the cool floor. Choice gives your dog a sense of agency. It tells them their voice matters in this household. It is one of the quietest, most respectful forms of love you can give. Behavior number 6. Establish a predictable routine. Dogs do not wear watches, but they have an internal clock more accurate than most humans realize. They know when you usually wake up, when food appears, when the leash comes off the hook. And when those rhythms hold steady, something powerful happens inside their nervous system. Veterinary behaviorists at Cornell have found that dogs living in homes with consistent daily routines show significantly lower cortisol levels than dogs in chaotic households. Predictability tells them the world is safe. It tells them you are reliable. So feed at roughly the same hours. Walk at the same times. Wind down for bed in a similar pattern each night. To you, it feels like habit. To your dog, it feels like being held. Behavior number 7. Teach them new tricks regularly. There is a quiet myth that old dogs cannot learn new tricks, and it is wrong on every level. Dogs of every age crave mental challenge. Without it, their minds slowly grow stale, and that boredom often gets mistaken for laziness or aging. Studies from the Wolf Science Center in Vienna have shown that training sessions trigger a flood of dopamine in a dog's brain, the same chemical that fuels human motivation and joy. When you sit down to teach your dog something new, even a silly trick like a paw shake or a spin, you are giving them 3 of their favorite things at once: your attention, a problem to solve, and a reward at the end. That combination is intoxicating to a dog. Behavior number 8. Just exist near them quietly. We assume our dogs want constant action: games, walks, treats, attention, noise. But ask any seasoned dog behaviorist and they will tell you a different story. What dogs want most is your quiet, undivided presence. A 2019 study from the journal Animal Cognition observed that dogs whose owners simply sat in the same room with them, doing nothing in particular, displayed lower stress markers than dogs given active play sessions. The presence itself was the reward. So when you are working at your desk, let them nap at your feet. When you are reading, let them stretch out beside you. You do not need to entertain them. You do not need to perform. To your dog, sharing silence with you is sacred. It says, we are a pack, and the pack is at peace. Behavior number 9. Rub their ears, not just their head. Most owners default to the same pat, a quick tap on top of the head, and then move on. But your dog has been quietly hoping you would aim a few inches lower. The ears are one of the most underrated pleasure zones on a dog's entire body. A dog's ear flaps are packed with nerve endings, and gently massaging them triggers the release of endorphins and serotonin, the same chemicals responsible for human bliss. Veterinarians often describe ear rubs as a natural sedative for anxious dogs. So slow down. Cup the base of the ear between your fingers. Move in slow, gentle circles. Watch how their eyes soften and their breathing deepens. That is not just affection. That is your dog melting into a state of pure calm. Behavior number 10. Match their energy when they greet you. Picture this. You walk through the door after a long day. Your dog explodes into a whirlwind of joy, tail thrashing, body wiggling, eyes locked on yours like you have returned from war. And what do most people do? A mumbled "hey buddy," a half-hearted pat, and straight to the kitchen. Behaviorists at the University of Sydney studied this exact moment. They found that owners who reciprocate their dog's greeting energy with genuine warmth and animation produce dogs with stronger emotional regulation and lower separation anxiety. Overall, your dog has been waiting for this reunion all day. To them, it is the highlight of their entire existence. So drop the bag, get on their level, use that silly voice, scratch the ears, let the joy be mutual. You are their entire world. Act like it. If this video reminded you of your own best friend, do me one small favor. I want this comment section to become a wall of love. Drop your dog's name down below. Let's flood the comments with the names of every good boy and girl who has been quietly loving us all along. Tell me which of these 10 signs they show. Do they steal your dirty socks? Do they lean against your legs in the kitchen? Do they choose you over food? I read every single comment because each story reminds me why dogs are the most beautiful gift this life has ever handed us. And if you want to keep learning the secret language your dog has been speaking to you all this time, hit that subscribe button. We are only just beginning to scratch the surface of their hearts.